good morning, dear. Very good morning. Welcome, welcome. I hope everybody enjoyed her holidays. But we had English class in between, isn't it? So we'll wait for 1 minute, 1 or 2 minutes before we begin the class because still there is. And now, as you come, you know that you have to mute yourselves. You wish and you join and you mute yourselves. Okay, dear.
Good morning, ma'am.
Very good morning. Very good morning. Who's that, dear?
Sanya ji.
Tanya ji, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Very good morning. Riya's here. Good morning. Good morning. So no problems. Anybody? No problems. Her personal queries regarding Kamalji. Good morning, dear.
Good morning, ma'am.
Very good morning, dear. Hope everybody is fine, taking care of herself and her family.
Good morning, ma'am.
Very good. Good morning, dear. Welcome to the class. Now we'll just wait for 1/2 a minute because some are still joining. Maybe there is a little sometimes variation in watches time. I've already asked all of you to match your timings with mine so that we begin our class on time and we have more participants. Still only 40 have joined. And standard this your those who are not joining and they are going to miss all this, missing the class. So now I want each one of you. So good morning, 10th standard to each one of you present. See now, if you, as you know, I've already told you, and I'm going to repeat my. If any question you have to ask, you may unmute in between and ask the question or clarify your queries, and then you mute yourselves. Okay. Now, I want each one of you to sit properly in a prayerful posture, back absolutely straight, please. I have always requested and asked you to not to sit on your beds, sit on a chair, on a sofa, and keep your back straight, legs touching the ground, especially during the prayer time. Join your hands, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. As you breathe in and breathe out, thank God for keeping you safe, for keeping His hand above you. Now, I'm going to read out a prayer, and please, now, dear God, I want to thank you for what you have already done. I am not going to wait until the things get better. I am thanking you right now. I am not going to wait until the journey gets easier or all my obstacles and challenges are removed. I am thanking you right now. I am not going to wait until I understand every experience in my life. I am thanking you right now. I am thanking you because I have walked around all my challenges and obstacles. I am thanking you because I have the ability and the opportunity to do more and better. I am thanking you, Father, because you are along with me, you are with me, your loving hand is above me, and above all, you have not left my side. You have not given up on me. 10th standard, as so good morning and welcome to all once again. Now, before I start, I'm going to just read one small piece of article, and because the poem which we are going to do draws its the you need to draw the inspiration from this. It relates to our poem, our lesson today. So before this is a master, as the master and his disciples were casually walking along an evil smelling, stagnant swamp, he point he pointed the master. They were walking along a pathway, and there was a pond which was smelling. It was in a foul smell. The master pointed to the lotus sitting elegantly amidst the marsh, that is swampy. That in between that pond, all those weeds were also present, but a lotus was there, lotus blooming, something to cheer you. He told his disciples, look at that, something to give you an inspiration. What's that? The lotus thrives in muck, dirt, yet remains unaffected by its surrounding. He says it is not affected where it grows. It remains unaffected because it blooms in that dirt, muck, dirty water, all around, surrounded by uh, unwanted things. So must you, so must you. He repeated again. Immerse yourself in the world without being contaminated. So the master, have you understood the meaning, what the master wanted to convey to his disciple? Anybody can unmute and mm, share this what message? Anybody
Ma'am,
who
in
has
this,
understood? One girl. One.
ma'am, in
Yes,
this,
Sabita.
ma'am, in this, the master teaches, tries to tell his disciples that in this world there are many evils surrounding us. Everyone will always discourage us, but we have to shine bright and bloom like a lotus, which grows in that dirty swamp, and then also it is so elegant. So we should also
Yes.
be elegant no matter in what surroundings we are living.
Yeah. Yes. The master is giving the example of our surroundings, of our the challenges which we will come across. But as in spite of all that difficulties, the lotus was blooming. Anybody else who wants to share? Who wants to share? Please, girls. Somebody who wants to? Ashria, unmute yourself and give me the meaning what I have told. 10th standard, you must. Nobody? Tanya ji? Girls, you must answer. This is not the way. I. This is. Who will answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Who's that? Tanya?
Ma'am, Vanshika.
Vanshika. Yes. What? Okay, Vanshika. What message? Try to give me the message. What the
Yes,
story has?
ma'am. Ma'am, from my point of view, I think if we have a strong belief in what we are and what we can become, our surroundings does not matter. It is not if we are in a good surrounding, we are going to bloom. No, it just depends on us. If we have a strong belief, we can even bloom or shine in our dark surroundings.
Yes. The surroundings should not matter. They will not. They should not affect our growth. So, in this poem today, we are going to. I'm going to start the new chapter. That is the poem Snowdrop. In this poem also, it is about the obstacles, about the hardship which we face. But we need to become and we need to emerge as a winner. This snowdrop is about a flower. Snowdrop is by the name it may seem to be as we are talking about snow. It is a flower. It is a small flower which has a very weak stem, but the flower on the top, on the flower which blooms at the end of that stem is very heavy, and the stem being very weak cannot bear the weight of the flower. It is a bell-shaped flower, and it is a symbol. As we go through the poem, it it is a symbol that whatever the conditions may be, whatever anything which restricts me, anything which stops my growth, but it emerges even through through the winter, through the hard frosted snow. So this is what the message which master wanted to give was that even though it is it is blooming, it is the lotus is blooming in a in a unwanted conditions, in the conditions where one would feel that such a beautiful flower should not bloom, but the lotus is doing its own job. In the same way, the snowdrop, as we'll go through the poem, the snowdrop also gives us the message that whatever obstacles I have in my way, I have in my on my during my life course, I need to I need to I need to bloom. What in the words of Dalai Lama, he had said that he feels, Dalai Lama says that life is complicated. Life is complicated. It is bound to face challenges, unhappy things, and many more hindrances, obstacles, complications. But what we need to do is about this, that we need to think, we need to reflect, and we need to remove all our obstacles. This is what it is about, the poem it is all about. Have you understood what I want to tell? Have you understood the message, the poem which it is giving? 10th standard, any questions which you have to ask regarding this?
No, ma'am.
Now I'm going to I have asked everybody to read the poem. Did you read the poem?
Yes, ma'am.
It's and 10th standard, it's a very short poem. It's a very small poem, and but a very powerful, with a very powerful message, and with a very important poem. It So now I'm going to, you have your books with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Correct. Now let me share my this screen with you. Now, this poem, Snowdrop, is written by, it is by Edward James Hughes or Ted Hughes. In this poem, the poet presents a very tough and a cruel image of nature. He creates an atmosphere. Here he has portrayed the season winter. And if you remember 10th standard, in 8th standard there was a poem Summer and Winter. One
Yes,
answer.
ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
What was it?
Ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank God you remember. You remember everything. Okay, thank you for answering. And when I ask you a question, you must answer also. Then I don't need have to take call out your names that this one you answer, this one you answer. Now, in this poem also, he portrays a season winter. As in the poem, if you remember, in 8th standard, summer was shown as a season in which there was a blooming of flowers, blooming of life. It was shown as a life. And winter was related to season death. It was winter as was shown as a death. I mean, showing that everything comes to a life still, stand still. In this poem also, again we have the poet has portrayed the poem, the season winter. He creates a very tough and a cruel image of winter. You know, it is again in the poem here. Images are an imagery is created. You can imagine using beautiful images. The poet has used images. So he says he creates an atmosphere of a hard winter and uses images from the nature to portray the toughness and brutality that a severe winter brings. He says life for winter during winter is very tough. And the poet describes in a few words, because there are hardly, I think, 10 lines in this poem. And in these 8 lines, the poet describes that winter has reduced the life of many creatures, has made the life for these creatures very difficult for them to survive. And then he says, afterwards he says that, and this in this, then he says and if he feels that the world has shrunk, it has the world has become shrunk means smaller in size. Why smaller in size? Now we say the world has shrunk small in, it has now we say communication technology has reduced, has shrunk the world. It means approaching to one another is easy. Sitting in the drawing room, I am addressing to all of you. Some may be living in, some of you may be in the at different places, but now we all are together. Now at this time we all are connected. And he says that the world has shrunk and many outdoor creatures are on the verge of death. Many are about to die. They can no longer fly. Their movements have become restricted. And then, have you understood what if I that what it is the meaning of winter? How the winter has been shown uh, in the poem Snowdrop? Have you understood? what the poet tries to portray in the poem, that is snowdrop. Can anybody explain what I have explained now? Can anybody?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am, in this poem, the poet is portraying the season of winter as a very brutal season in which all creatures, life for all creatures becomes difficult, and he says that this is the season which kills many creatures, and many are on the extinct because of this.
And then it means if you have to say write a few lines on the winter, I think you can do that, isn't it? So that, but the poem is titled as Snowdrop because Snowdrop, he talks about the poet, about the flower, and how that flower emerges a winner. Shasta, please mute yourself. If you have to say something, please say. Shasta, you want to say something? Okay. Now,
Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am, I just joined, so can you please just
why
give
did
a
you
brief?
why did you join 20 minutes late? Why are you 20 minutes late, darling?
Ma'am, actually there was a problem in my phone, and my sister also had a meeting and all that. There was so chaos here, so I'm sorry for
No, no,
that.
no. Okay, okay. Don't
So
worry. But okay. I'll just
give
explain you the
brief.
uh,
Okay.
okay, just a little summary of the
Yes,
poem. That
please.
is, in this poem, the poet tries to convey the message to its readers that in spite of all the difficulties, whatever the difficulties may be, whatever the our conditions may be, we need to emerge as a winner. We need to emerge as a winner. He gives us an example that of a snowdrop flower. I will explain that it is a flower which has a very weak stem, but it has a very heavy head, and but in spite it blooms during the winters, and when it gets covered with the snow, it emerges out as as a winner. That means it makes its way through the snow, and the even we, in spite of all our obstacles, hindrances, challenges, we need to emerge as a winner. And here in the poem, he portrays a very cruel nature, cruel image of a winter. He feels that it has only 8 lines. The poem has only 8 lines, and he feels that the the world has shrunk, it has become small because movements of the animals and the birds have been restricted. They cannot move away, they cannot move for a longer distance, they cannot fly for a longer time, or they cannot fly high above. So he wants to say that they have been reduced. So he that the poet that the Earth, the world has become smaller because my movements have. Now, let's talk about lockdown. What has happened? We hardly move around. So, our world has also become smaller. We usually stay at home. Correct? So, in the same way, he has portrayed the season winter with the thought, with the feeling that it is not possible that for everyone to every for the birds and animals, life has become very difficult. They feel that their death is approaching to them. So now I would like now from today I would like somebody to read the lines. Who first page? Who will read?
Ma'am, can I?
Who's that here? Read.
Ma'am, Harleen.
Okay. Now see 10th standard. Harleen, I'll give you the chance because you were the first one to ask. But next time I want other girls also to ask for, or and please unmute yourselves and ask and get the chance to answer. Whether right or wrong, have the courage, have the confidence to answer. Read Harleen, only till these 5 lines. Follow.
Now is the globe shrunk tight round the mouse's dulled wintering heart. Weasel and crow, as if molded in brass, move through an outer darkness, not in their right minds.
Correct. Now wait. This is, I think this is very easy. Now. Now means here, now refers to winter. Time. Abhi.
Winter
Now means abhi. Now, huh? Because the poet is talking about which season?
Winter season.
Winter season. So now means abhi, Hana, isn't it? Right now. So he says, now the globe has shrunk tight. Shrunk tight means it has become smaller in size. It has decreased in size. Can the globe or the world or the earth decrease in size? Can
No, no.
it be? No, it cannot. But what here the poet wants to say, that because the movements have been restricted, so now I will also say that my world has shrunk, because my globe has shrunk, because even my movements are restricted. I also hardly go out. So he says, now the globe shrunk tight. Tight means tight ho jata hai na? So because I says my shirt has become tight, it doesn't fit me. But here tight, it means that it has become smaller in size, shrunk tight, not easily fittable, not easily movable. For animals, it is not easily movable. So this is what he wants to convey the message. Round the mouse's dulled wintering heart. Now he says, now he's talking about which animal? Mouse. He's talking about mouse. Mouse is what?
Mouse.
Mouse is rat. Rat is supposed to be very active animal. You know, the moment you see here, next moment you cannot find it. It runs away, or it goes deep down into its burrows. So why he is talking about mouse? Mouse is here, he is reflecting, talking about a mouse, because it represents activeness, swiftness of an animal. He says even the animal which is supposed to be very swift, his heart has become dulled wintering heart, means even his heartbeat has slowed down. That doesn't mean that his heartbeat has slowed down. It means to say that even his movements, the animal which is supposed to be very, very fast and active, his movements has also been slowed down. His movements are restricted. He cannot run and move and fast, as swift, as active as the mouse is supposed to be. Weasel and crow, these are the animals, these are the scavengers. Weasel and crow are reflected to, again he is referring to the animals, weasel and crow, that these are two animals which are scavengers. They feed on the dead men, as if molded in brass. It means, do you know the meaning of molded in brass?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, mom.
Who will
Changed.
explain? Huh? Molded in brass means?
Ma'am, it means that a coating of a brass is covered on them, because molding of brass means to giving a shape to a brass by keeping in some molds.
But here, correct. Molded in brass means almost when you'll go to the bio lab, you will see specimens there. They will be molded. बिल्कुल ऐसे बिल्कुल they cannot move. Molded in brass means giving a shape in the brass. It means becoming immobile, cannot move. Correct. Here he is referring molded to brass as the movements have become restricted. They cannot move, frozen. बिल्कुल नहीं हिल सकते. That who will not be able to move? Who will be immobile? The animals which are dead. The animals which used to feed on the dead animals, they are frozen. They are also frozen.
Excuse
The
me,
animals.
ma'am.
Pardon, yes, dear.
Ma'am, can you explain the lines again?
Which one, dear?
Ma'am, from the top, now is the globe from that line.
Okay. Now is the globe shrunk tight. Round the mouse, dulled wintering heart. See, it is a simple lines. It means now during the winter, the poet is talking about the winter. He says that during the winter, the movements of the animals have become restricted. They cannot move from one place to another. And with the reference that the dulled wintering heart, the mouse, round the mouse, dulled wintering heart means the animal which is supposed to be very active, or even his movements have become restricted. Even his movements have become restricted in a, he now it is started living in hibernation. His heartbeat has also become slow. See, it hasn't become slow. आपको जी वो 72 थी तो अब now it has become 65. No, it's not that. It shows that the winter has caused even the most active animals to be slow. Understood? Movements, their movements have, because one cannot easily move around when there is all around there is snow. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, weasel and crow. Weasel, those animals which which feed on the dead. Even their movements are restricted. They are also become frozen, molded in brass. It means not, they are not molded in brass, but they have become frozen. They have also become immobile. They cannot move, or even they have become dead. So move through an outer darkness, not in their right minds. We will do it along with the next three lines. That is, in the next class we will do these three lines. Now I'm going to give you a few word meanings. If you have your books with you, you may write in those. Okay, I will share my screen. Write the meaning of shrunk tight. Decrease in size. Are you writing?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Please, due to freezing. Written?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, dulled. D-U-L-L-E, D-U-L-L-E-D. Slow down. Globe ka, here the globe is referred to as world. Dulled wintering heart. Write the meaning of, I'm not writing these words, you write the meaning. That's where winter has nearly stopped the functioning of sorry, mouse of, sorry, this mouse of mouse. Mouse सही है बेटा. Just cross it of mouse. Heart. Ask me in the last. Should I remove this? Should I clear this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Mouse, हाँ जी, mouse, heart. Any questions? 10th standard? Any questions?